Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is the DOUG here once again for Revolution's Honors, and it's time for the Revolution Honor Awards, where we hand out the best and worst in professional wrestling. And tonight we are live in the greatest state on earth, Dallas, Texas. That's right. We said fuck Las Vegas and fuck LA. We want to go to Dallas, where we can see beautiful women and there's the standing applause we love from our live audiences. Of course, I have to thank my main man, the only man who's allowed to steal my tacos, EL.CIBERNETICO.
Oh, wow. Ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And y'all know why Doug Barrett won the ASK Award over at RWF Media. I'm just saying.
Yes, I love that award. Also, I cannot do this alone. You know my co-host. We were actually able to get him out of hell, but they didn't have a tuxedo on his side, so he stuck his soul back in Pinocchio. Ladies and gentlemen, the Ghost of Test.
Thank you. Hey, producer, I don't know what you did, but it's the minute you hit that Stone Cold music, Cushing scored a touchdown. Damn.
Oh, wow.
Only in America. Well, speaking of going over the border, we are going to Canada, where he didn't want an airplane ticket. He said he wanted to ride a moose all the way here, which he found again. Of course, it is Mr. Canadian himself, Bob Goslin.
Thank you. And actually, I just got a phone call from my co-host of Shoot from the Hip, Bernadette, is also on the line.
Hey, guys. I can only be on like really quickly. I've got to go because this is someone's phone. But I just wanted to call in and say I love you guys. You guys are awesome, and you've been doing an amazing job this year. So congrats on everything.
Oh, thank you, Miss Bernadette.
So before you go, I know that Andrew has a special award specifically for you, so why don't we just get that one award quickly out of the way so you can give it to her, and then she can get going.
That's what she said.
Dose to test. And at your award, buddy.
The Penelope Garcia Award.
Aww.
She is our Penelope Garcia of the group.
Aww. Thank you so much, Andrew.
You're welcome.
You guys are adorable. Thank you, guys.
You're welcome.
Okay. Goes to test. I'm not going to try to be an asshole here. Who the fuck is that?
I second that.
It's a character from Criminal Minds. She's the computer analyst, if you will. So if you need something looked up, she's the one that finds it within like minutes.
Yeah.
She's like the info girl.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. When you said that name, I was thinking of Wacky Racers with Snidely Whiplash and all those crazy characters.
All righty. Have a good show, guys. I'm now on my way home.
All right. I'll see you when you get here.
Yes.
There's supper already here.
Oh, thank you, Miss Bernadette. Now, Andrew, I know you had some other awards to hand out as well.
Well, I want to give Elle, because he's awesome, the Golden Burrito Award. And you, Doug, you get the Golden Ass Award. And Rob, you know this one's coming, buddy. The Mountie of the Year Award.
Well, this would look great right next to my trophy of Lego Batman 3 and Tekken Tag 2, so thank you.
You're welcome.
And apparently everyone else is still stunned. I think you killed Canada, Tess. Good job. You killed your home country.
Like you said, I kind of knew it was coming before it got there, so it was just like,
Yeah, I think Elle passed his golden burrito to Cohen and said, yeah, how much is this worth at the pawn shop?
Oh, wow.
Now we need to do the Mountie song for Rob.
Oh, no, we can do that another time. Because, of course, it's time to hand out the awards for All That Is Wrestling. Now, Normally you would hear us debate and all that, so here's how it's going to be tonight. I will be announcing the winners of each category, each group, as you will. Once we get done with the group, once I go through all the awards for that group, we will discuss and do we agree or disagree with those votes. Now note, not everyone was voting, not only in Revolution, but everywhere else around the world. So a lot of these, you may be pissed off who won. You may be like, hey, that's my kind of vote. And some of them will be like, some of these people are more fucked up than Doug Barrett is, and that is a scary thought.
Ouch.
Yes, but here we go. We're going to start off with WWE. The winner of the Best WWE World Champion of the Year was Daniel Bryan. The Worst World Champion of the Year, of course, goes to Brock Lesnar. Not a surprise. Best Intercontinental Champion of the Year, Dolph Ziggler. Worst Intercontinental Champion of the Year, The Miz. But this is not the only award Miz won, as him and Mizdow won the Best Tag Team in WWE. Worst Tag Team of the Year for WWE, Slater Gator. This will be the only time you ever hear those words, Slater Gator, win anything. Best Match of the Year goes to Ziggler, Tyson Kidd, and Cesaro for the Intercontinental title triple threat match on SmackDown. Worst Match of the Year. Worst Match of the Year, and you hold me bitch about it. Ryback versus Kane from Tables, Ladders, and Chairs. Ooh, I think we may have people disagree with that one. Superstar of the Year, Dolph Ziggler. Worst Superstar of the Year, Brock Lesnar. And Diva of the Year for WWE, Paige. Now, guys, how do we feel about this? What awards do we agree with all the winners, or are we like, yeah, somebody fucked up the votes. Somebody fucked up.
No, I think I agree with them.
Okay, Rob agrees. Goes to Tess.
I agree.
Now, El, you gave an X on the Ryback versus Kane TLC match for Worst of the Year. Why is that?
It slipped. My bad.
Oh, it slipped. That's what she said.
Ooh.
Honestly, I think he was just Xing the match in general.
Pretty much. Thank you, Rob.
Yeah. So
Here's your thing, Al. Go for it.
Well, we all agree that is good. That is good. This is the first time we've ever agreed on anything on this show. Will probably be the last time we do. Time to head to NXT, the one thing we all love about WWE at the moment. And the best match of NXT this year was, of course, the recent title match between Adam Neville and Sami Zayn. The worst match of the year, and yes, this is the one that a lot of people had trouble with, but we had a winner, unfortunately. Rusev versus Xavier Woods from the first NXT pay-per-view. Superstar of the Year, Sami Zayn, and NXT Diva of the Year, Charlotte.
No surprise there.
Is anyone really shocked by these? Because when we get to TNA, this is when I think we're going to have debates.
I don't really know much about NXT, so I just guess Sami Zayn because, as I know him, Doug, from Ring of Honor, is El Generico. And I knew
so. Oh, wow.
I think we just defended Conan. El, any comments?
Yes, Andrew needs to get $10 off his credit card and go buy the network for only $9.99.
And remember, if you put in the secret code Revolution, you get $9 off.
Wow.
Yeah, 99 cents. You can't buy that because it'd be better than TNA. Speaking of TNA, oh boy, the votes for this one were probably the most screwed up votes I had, and I had to recount them twice. So let's just sit in there. Even when fans are voting for TNA, they don't know what the fuck to do with it. God help us. TNA Star of the Year, Bobby Roode. Worst TNA Star of the Year. It was almost became a tie, but in the end, Kenny King outbeat Jeff Hardy. Knockout of the Year, Gail Kim. Worst knockout of the year. We actually had a tie between ODB and Angelina Love. We have to debate this one. We'll get to it. Best match of the year. Bobby versus Bobby, number 2 for the TNA title. And worst match of the year, Jeff Hardy versus Magnus in a Dixieland match. Now, before we continue, I know someone's going to ask, Doug, why didn't you have a tag team of the year? Well, it's a little hole when you only have 3 tag teams in TNA, so yeah, that would be stupid. So yeah, let's discuss this, because I'm sure everyone's shocked we had a tie between ODB and Angelina Love. So, everyone in here right now, myself, Ghost of Test, Rob, and L, we are going to be the deciding votes for this one.
Worst diva, right? I say ODB.
Well, it's not. All right, one for ODB.
As worst diva of the year? Like
In
worst
TNA,
knockout,
yes.
sorry?
Worst knockout, yes.
Guess that depends on how you want to judge it.
This would be wrestling-wise, so match work. We have stumped the Canadian, ladies and gentlemen. We've finally done it.
Well, it's also because I don't watch TNA. Yes, you can X me. I don't care.
I think that's DJ Z saying he says fuck you with his air horn. L?
I will have to, if it's just them two, then yeah, I'm going to have to go with Angelina Love then.
Okay, so I'm the deciding vote. Oh, dear God. Well, as much as I find Angelina Love attractive, and I hate ODB, unfortunately, I have to agree with L on this one. I have to give it to Angelina for this sole reason. ODB only had 2 matches. Angelina Love had 8 matches, and all 8 of her matches got 1 out of 5. Okay?
Oh, damn.
She was about as bad as Ryback was this year for wrestling.
Oh.
So, yeah. ODB, you get lucky because you only had 2 matches. Everything else, you were a manager.
Right.
So, yeah. By the way, I just want to point one thing out here because I'm sure someone's going to bring it up. Doug, why did he not have a category for worst pay-per-view of the year? Well, it's obvious. Bound for Glory was going to win. Anybody who bought that pay-per-view knows that.
Wow.
And I did. I still want my money back.
I'll be fine as long as Vince Russo's not booking TNA anymore when they go to Destination America.
Ooh, well, we'll find out. Uh-oh. Is that wonderful little ding, ding, ding. Moving on to something we all enjoy here on this, Ring of Honor. Now, Ring of Honor had a lot of close votes. A lot of them, some of them you may be surprised to win. Some of them you're not going to be. So let's start off with the best match of Ring of Honor this year. Red Dragon versus the Young Bucks for the Ring of Honor Tag Team titles at War of the Worlds. The worst match of the year, and we will discuss this because it almost lost to AJ Styles versus Michael Elgin for some weird reason.
What?
But the worst match of the year was Jay Briscoe versus Michael Elgin at the All-Star pay-per-view for the Ring of Honor World title. We will discuss this. Title holder of the year, Red Dragon. Worst title holder of the year. Now, before I continue with this, let me explain what that category was. The best and worst title holder was pretty much because Ring of Honor does not have a lot of champions and they're not known for switching titles. It was pretty much who had the best who was the best title winners or worst, whatever. Worst one, Jay Briscoe. Superstar of the year in Ring of Honor. Well, this shouldn't surprise anybody. Kevin Steen won that award hands down.
Yeah.
Worst Superstar of the year, Jay Briscoe. Tag Team of the year, Red Dragon. And the worst tag team of Ring of Honor this year, the Briscoes. Now, just in case everyone who doesn't know how to count, because you're a Briscoe fan and apparently you have the intelligence of a squirrel, Jay Briscoe won 1, 2, 3, 4 awards, but they were all for the worst. Now, I want to hear somebody try to defend Jay Briscoe on this.
I would, but the fact is you rigged this. So I'm sorry, Jay Briscoe. On behalf of everybody from RWF Meetup, we apologize. Except for Doug Barrett. Fuck you.
No, I didn't rig this. I left it up to the people, and that's how the votes fell.
I voted for him in all worse because he's a chicken fucker. And he's
You're his sidekick. It don't count.
Oh, okay.
You're a sidekick. You don't count.
Ooh,
wow.
Now, I will say I was surprised Jay Briscoe did win a lot of the worst ones. I'm not surprised he won worst match because there's still a lot of people upset how he won the title from Elgin. A lot of people still disagree with that. As far as for the worst tag team, that made no sense to me just because of the fact that I've seen worse than TNA, and I didn't even vote the Briscoes for worst tag team. So that one kind of caught me off guard. As far as for worst title holder, yeah, that was pretty obvious because him and Michael Elgin were actually in the top two. But, hey, Canada pulled through for Elgin and voted for Jay Briscoe. So, yay, thank you, Canada, for not fucking up for a change.
Well, then
Thanks,
if you
Rob.
did, just curious.
You're welcome.
If you didn't vote the Briscoes as worst tag team, who did you have down?
Who did I have down? As much as it pains me to say this, and I had to go through a lot of shit, it was actually Adam Cole and Michael Burnett.
Wow.
Simply for one reason. They did anything. Always lost.
Yeah, they did.
So, yeah, now Ring of Honor is done. Now, of course, we have the miscellaneous awards. These will be the awards that are for everything in wrestling. So maybe WWE could have won a few more. Maybe TNA, maybe Ring of Honor. Hell, maybe even Lucha Underground won an award or two. Let's find out, shall we? And I know there's going to be discussions on this. Superstar of the Year, counting all promotions. Third place, Daniel Bryan. Second place, Bobby Roode. The winner, with 50% of the vote, AJ Styles.
Oh, wow.
Fourth Superstar of the Year. Third place, MVP. Second place, Brock Lesnar. And winning by one vote for Worst Superstar of the Year, and believe it or not, this was my vote, Jay Briscoe. No love for Jay Briscoe. As far as the best tag team of the year, third place, the Young Bucks. Second place, Christopher Daniels and Kaz. The winner of best tag team of the year, Red Dragon.
Yeah.
Worst tag team of the year, third place, the Briscoes. Not popular tag team this year. Second, Slater Gator. The worst tag team of the year, belonging to TNA, Bromance. Somebody keep DJ in 3, 2, 1. No air horn. Go figure. Best match of the year. Third place, Red Dragon versus the Young Bucks. Second place, Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker, for some reason. Number one best match of the year, and it was in L's backyard, Johnny Mundo versus Prince Puma.
Oof.
We will discuss this because I'm sure a lot of people are going to be pissed. Worst match of the year. Third place, Michael Elgin versus Jay Briscoe. Second place, John Cena versus anybody. Worst match of the year. Winning it for the second time tonight, Ryback versus Kane from tables, ladders, and chairs.
Yay! Oh.
Yeah, I don't think WWE wants to hear those awards, but let's talk about the ones that were surprising, at least to me. Johnny Mundo versus Prince Puma. Now, of course, like we discussed last week, a lot of people don't get the Elway Network. Thank you, El, for that information.
Yeah.
So I got to ask, how, and I can't ask everyone because I know a lot of people ain't here to ask, but does anyone have an idea how this could have won? Because most people don't get the Elway Network. I'm just trying to figure that out. Maybe word of mouth?
God bless YouTube and Daily Motion.
Yes, I forgot. Daily Motion's still a thing.
Because Doug, you and L, if I remember right, are the only two in here right now that get that. Now I know who Johnny Mundo is because it's John Morrison. Now is Prince.
You just said
somebody we recognize?
Yes.
We probably should, but we don't. Because we're stupid. Or at least I am anyway.
Well, if you guys are into New Japan, if you guys are into the real hardcore indie scene, you guys will know who Ricochet is.
Yes, he's coming tomorrow. Actually, he's coming this Sunday.
Ricochet is Prince Puma.
Okay.
Cool.
That makes sense now.
Okay.
I'm going to be seeing Ricochet. I'm seeing Ricochet, Amazing Bread, Crimson, Robbie E., Chris Sabin, Angelina Love and SoCal Val all this Sunday.
And Andrew Cubbage.
Nice. Now, the awards are done, but we're not done yet, folks, because it's time for the roundtable discussion of some of the biggest news that came out of wrestling this year. And first, we're going to start with TNA's biggest news. As many of you know, they are going to Destination America, and it was recently announced that, 1, there will be no more blood on their television programs. 2, Tony Schiavone will not be on the main show anymore. He is being replaced by Josh Matthews. Of course, everyone remembers him from Tough Enough. God, I feel old because I know what that is. So him and Taz will be doing the color commentary for the main show. As far as for Tony Schiavone, he'll be going to the Saturday show, which is pretty much WCW Saturday Night in 2000, nothing but highlights and interviews. So let's discuss this a bit. Is them going to Destination America a good thing or bad thing?
Horrible.
Well,
horrible.
It's like... Oh, sorry.
I think I know why you said horrible, but just explain for everyone who doesn't.
Well, besides Doug Barrett and everybody else out there, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why TNA will be falling apart after this move, well, is obviously, if in California we do not get Ring of Honor, we do not get Lucha Underground, even though Lucha Underground is filmed in lovely California, but still we don't get. And now this crap? No, sorry guys, it's not going to work. People wonder why Lucha Underground is not popping. Guess what? You got to pay an extra $60 just to watch the damn channel. I'm just saying. That's pretty crazy, don't you think? But, ladies and gentlemen, this is a horrible move. Why is it that you are literally the B company in the world right now, but now you're going to be the DEF company? Jesus Christ, what is wrong with you, TNA?
Oh, God. Rob, goes to test?
Well, hell, it's like I said. Oh, sorry, Rob, do you want to go ahead?
No, go ahead. Go ahead, I can wait.
It's like I said. And, you know, maybe it's just me listening to the real story of the Owen Hart death, but God forbid if Russo is booking for TNA, they might as well grab a freaking Gatling gun and shoot everybody, because I believe what Jim Cornette believes, that, yeah, I don't have time to call Russo all the names that he does, but God forbid if Russo's working for it, Doug, they might as well have Rob Gosling as the booker.
Oh, wow, that's funny.
Damn.
Hey, I would do a little bit of a better job, thank you very much, than Russo.
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
well,
I agree.
Just
Doug's
saying.
dog that he walks would do a better job.
But in all, if anyone's going to book TNA from now on, in all seriousness, I say it'd be Bernadette and Reese.
Oh, shit.
Legit.
Dixie
Legit.
Carter, she's got the money. I agree. But she doesn't know crap when it comes to wrestling. Like Doug
She's
said,
not a wrestling person. That's the point.
They only have 3 tag teams. You know, it's ridiculous. What you gonna do?
I repeat, if anyone's going to book, I say it'd be Bernie and Reese.
And
watch them fucking turn the entire fucking company around.
They would. Because they don't have bookers. Because Davey Richards, and I know Doug doesn't like him, and I don't really either, the guy doesn't make house show appearances. He breaks his legs out for the half of the year. Then you have, they turn WWE stars. I mean, look, we have Brutus Clay in there now. We have a guy by the name of EC3, a.k.a. Derek Bateman off of NXT. But that's you know.
Speak the truth on that. Now, here's my thing on this. I don't care that they got rid of the blood. We know me. I don't think blood makes a match better. You know, just me. But I'm not happy with the fact they're replacing Tony Schiavone. Schiavone is whoever it is, Tony Schiavone on Mike Tenay, whatever. I don't think you should replace him. He's the voice of TNA. He's been with TNA since TNA was with the NWA back when Jeff Jarrett was the promoter and booker.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got Josh Matthews and Taz. Why? That just doesn't make any sense. I know if you're trying to save a crowd. I get it, but it won't work. And as far as it being on Destination America, let's be honest here, the only reason they got that network was because of Eric Young's deal with the Discovery Channel, since he has a show on there.
Oh.
Well, didn't I see something, and this may be just me seeing it, isn't there going to be something on WGN about dead wrestlers?
No. What it is, it's another reality series where, I guess, pro wrestlers, showing a little bit off their real side, and some of them are working at a mortuary.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Undertakers by day, wrestlers by night kind of deal.
There you go. Thank you.
Speaking of The Undertaker, let's go to WWE now and talk about the two biggest stories that came out of them for 2014. Of course, one being the CM Punk incident, and the second being Undertaker losing at WrestleMania for the first time. Now, these two things pissed off a lot of fans at the start of the year. But now it's near the end of the year. So, let's start with CM Punk. We know he's going to UFC. How do we feel about this, knowing that he left WWE because of injuries and then he signs with UFC, which is more violent?
And you guys still wonder... Oh, go ahead, Andrew.
All I'm hoping is they sign him some guy named Cain Velasquez who can knock his fucking head off.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, because I think Elle, you'll be in agree with me, Test, you'll be in agree with me, and Rob, you'll be in agree with me. A lot of the Punk fans are thinking, oh, Punk's going to win his first match. Let's remember something. When Lesnar joined UFC, Lesnar lost his first match. When Bobby Lashley did MMA, Lashley lost his first match. Batista, when he did MMA, guess what? Batista lost his first match. And I know you're going to say, oh, but Punk's been training. Okay, Punk's been training for, what, a few years? Half those guys in UFC been training since, I don't know, 10-plus years, give or take. And, yeah, I don't see Punk winning. Unfortunately, here's the problem here. Apparently everyone missed this when the president of UFC did the press conference after it was over. He said, we're not going to do what we did with Brock Lesnar, where we put Brock up against a veteran. We're going to give Punk a guy who's starting out just like him, a rookie. In better words, folks, they're going to send Punk a jobber to beat up.
Right.
Well, yes and no, but I mean, at the same time, yes, Punk has been training in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for a legitimate, good 7, 8, 9 years.
So he makes you believe.
So then
right.
Are you sold on him, Rob? Are you sold on him in the UFC?
No, I'm not saying that at all. Quite frankly, I really don't give a flying fuck about Punk. I really don't care what the fuck he does. If he wants to go to UFC, then good for him. Have fun. I'm really not not a fuck was given. But I mean, I will always call a spade a spade. And for that reason, I do know for legit, or at least the way things have made me believe, yes, the way I've seen it is that he has been training for a good 7 years at least in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which will help him within a UFC environment. Just because it helps you in the environment doesn't mean you're going to win shit.
No. And see, here's the thing, too. They do a more random test than WWE does. Okay.
That's right.
Now, that being said, there can be drugs in his system. To me, and this is just my opinion, he said in an interview, in the podcast, I'm not downing WWE. To me, all I heard was bitch and complain, bitch and complain, bitch and complain. That's all I heard out of his podcast.
Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you. Now that we're going to leave Punk behind, let's jump to the other thing. WrestleMania, Taker losing. Now, I'm going to set this one up. I think like the rest of us, we were kind of shocked by this. But now looking at recent pictures of The Undertaker, where he looks to be like that old next-door neighbor looking like the WWE version of Clint Eastwood.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it may be a good thing he lost because he is, like I said, he's very old. Now, of course, everyone's still upset Lesnar won. Here's the thing. I even said it then. Lesnar was probably at that point in time the only believable person. Now, of course, somebody's brought up and recently, even in our group, that Roman Reigns could have done it. Here's the problem. And I think everyone would be agree with on me. Whoever would have beat Taker would have been heel for life, correct? No one would want to cheer for them.
Right.
Would you really?
Oh, absolutely. I agree with you.
Would you really want to make the guy who you're ready pushing to be the top of the
top face right now? Yeah, really.
Top face, the guy to replace John Cena. Would you really want him to beat The Undertaker and go from face to heel in 24 hours? That'd be like, okay, if Roman Reigns would have beat Doug Taker, that's like Shawn Michaels in '97, who pretty much became Canada's worst enemy since Rocky and Bullwinkle.
That's right.
But if you want to think about it, and this is just my opinion, Paul Heyman, to me, and I'm not a Heyman guy when I say this, he went from heel that night to mainstream, good guy, with the sign of Cesaro that night. Because I have always, I'll be honest, I'm a Ring of Honor guy, yes, but Cesaro had the talent and stuff when he was with Heyman. Not that he doesn't have it now, but he got a bigger push when he was with Heyman. So that's why I say that Heyman did from, the biggest heel in the business to the best manager in the business in one night.
That brings up a good point. Rob?
Go ahead, Rob.
As far as Taker losing the streak and everything, yes, legitimately, I think everybody in the world was shocked. I don't think anyone pegged Brock to win that. But again, Doug, you wanted to point out the pictures that have come to light as of recent of, The Undertaker not looking exactly, tip-top shape, if you will. I've been saying this for fucking years. The man should have retired at 25. At WrestleMania 25, that first match with Shawn Michaels, the black and white, we have never gotten a match out of The Undertaker, the likes of which that match was. Not with the agility and the false finishes and the story they told. That should have been Taker's retirement match. Here's the problem as to why that didn't happen. Too many fans were screaming because he would have gone 18-0, which he did. Too many fans were screaming at the time for a 20-0 record. Everyone wanted a 20-0 record. I did not. I wanted him to retire and go to his family before he wasn't able to go to his family, if you know what I mean. That being said, everyone wanted the 20-0. The other problem is Vince knew he can always get money on a streak match, so he knew that Taker had a few more left in him, so he was going to make sure Taker went through those last few just to make the money off of them. The other thing being is that Michaels had just retired Ric Flair the year before. So what? He's going to retire Ric Flair, then he's going to retire Undertaker? No. There's no way people would have bought that, and nobody would have liked it, and there would have been legit heat on Shawn and everything. There was already enough heat with Flair. He didn't really need it with Taker the next year. You know what I mean? So all of that botched that whole idea, but you will never get a match. Go back and watch that match. You will never get another match the way we got out of Taker. Not from that match. That's the match he should have retired on. I've been saying that forever.
Totally agree.
Now, I got to hear on this because this is going to be good.
Oh, they were.
Sorry,
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, for all you Undertaker fans out there, dude, I'm calling you out on this. Look, check it out. I agree with Rob on one thing. The only difference is this. I was one of those guys who said, hey, let's take it to 20-0. Okay? Now, there's people out there, and I know there's a bunch of people out there. There's a lot of you fools out there, and I call you fools because it's the damn fucking truth. There's some of you that are saying he should have went 30-0. Are you serious, dude? This motherfucker could barely walk. I'm going to have to go back to, what was it? I was supposed to say DX versus Taker. No, it was Shawn Michaels versus, Triple H versus Undertaker. That match should have been it. That was it. I would have loved to seen that match call it off. If you look at their
end of an era match you're talking?
Yes, that match at the end when they are standing, all three of them are standing on there, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and The Undertaker. That was the closing moment for me. This whole thing with Brock,
I agree.
This whole thing with Brock Lesnar was cool. I'll be honest with you. I liked it. I liked the way it ended. But that was it. I don't think a lot of people are also pushing for Sting and Taker for the next one, 31. By the way, me and Paul Martin will be there. But I'll be honest with you. It's going to be a nice classic match. Let's be honest. I think this is the final draw. This is it. No more. All you Taker fans out there, go eat a fucking pile of shit because it's done. Fucking put a nail in it. Like, it's over. Dude, no more. No more.
Yeah, and the only reason Taker would even agree to do that with Sting is legitimate for the fans to get that one classic match that everybody talked about between their entire careers and never got, and just to get that one match in.
Right.
That's the only reason that Taker would even remotely agree to do it.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Now, while it's been fun with WWE, we got one more story to do, and then we're going to be off. And, of course, it's something else. You know this person. I know this person. Rob, you know this person. And Ghost of Tess, you know this person. AJ Styles.
Oh.
Now, originally I was not going to do this, but because a lot of people have been personally asking me outside of Revolution my opinion on this. As many of you know, AJ Styles has been doing the Styles Clash for some time now. But this year he's broken not one, not two, but 3 necks. As most recently, Yoshitatsu. Of course, somebody uploaded that to Revolution. You can watch that match on Daily Motion. The question is this. Should AJ Styles retire the Styles Clash?
No.
Well,
no. My thing about it is this. I think what it is some of these guys are being a little careless when it comes to it. A lot of people always say, if you pay attention to some of these matches, a lot of people say, okay, whoever is on it doesn't duck their neck. Or at the last minute they move, and it's like, oof. If you guys could help me out, who was the second guy?
Roderick Strong was one of them. Yoshitatsu was the third one. I don't remember the first one just because the first one was not really talked about because it was somewhat an unknown indie guy.
Yeah. Whoever was the second one, I know that, was the one that everybody complained about that. The guy moved his neck, and, yeah, he basically fucked himself over. So my thing is this. Just have these guys literally practice, gentlemen. Practice, motherfuckers. Seriously.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I wasn't saying ban the move because I think it's a great and awesome move, or learn their shit. You know, it's like the deal that Ben used to do, or Ben that's in our group. I went one time. Well, I went a couple of times, and my friend that was supposed to take me home. Okay, he takes a pedigree, but he ducked his head too far in, and it winded up looking like a pedigree/pile driver. He gets hurt. That's on them because they're the professionals that are supposed to learn to do it. I mean, I understand where people are like, oh, ban the move. But that's what they did to Liger's Liger Bomb after somebody gets paralyzed.
Right.
And then you cannot use Now, you guys that watch like NXT would be able to help me more on this. Are they allowed to use the pile driver on NXT, or is it totally banned total?
I
don't know because I saw fucking Steen pull off a type of pile driver, but it was a very, very modified version.
Yeah, I think they have to be careful with it. Now, I agree with you guys. I don't understand why everybody wants to ban the move. Yes, I know people have got hurt, but that's the nature of the business. And I think with the Roderick Strong one, that one was on Strong. As far as for the Yoshi one, the problem with that one was Yoshi was fighting to get out of it. AJ's was fighting him to keep him in there. I think they were trying to, have Yoshi reverse it or something, and it just went horribly wrong. That's one of those, don't try to reverse this because it's in, one of those situations where somebody's going to get fucked up. I don't think he should retire it. But I think what they should do is don't do it on the little guys because if you noticed, when he's done it to the big guys, it's worked perfectly. But when he's done it to guys about the same height or shorter than him, it gets fucked up. I think he should save that move for bigger guys, you know, kind of like when he did it to the guy he beat for the New Japan title. A little bigger than him, it works perfectly, no one got hurt. Does it to Yoshitatsu, Yoshi's now in the hospital next to Wario.
Okay, but the thing is that, now, when we put this in perspective, now, we all know that there are some moves that work well with other superstars as opposed to, you know, certain others. Sometimes the move works, sometimes it doesn't, depending on the person. Now, I agree with you. I don't know. I'm not necessarily going to say just the big guys, but definitely keep it to guys that know how to take the move properly. Make sure you know what you're doing before you go and do it. And if they're not comfortable doing it, don't fucking do the move.
Right.
Right.
It's that simple. If the other guy is not comfortable in doing the move, instead of hurting someone, yourself or the other guy, and making the promotion look bad, just don't do the move. Don't do the spot. Pick something else in your repertoire. You are AJ fucking Styles. Don't tell me you don't have other shit in your repertoire.
Yeah.
Yes, that is true. Now,
I'm sorry.
Oh, I totally agree. Now, unfortunately, we got some bad news out there for everyone listening to us right now. This would be the last show of 2014 as we go taking our holiday break for Christmas and New Year's. So, on behalf of myself and Ghost of Tess, we wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And please do not forget, support your local indie scene. And, of course, Rob with his show, Shoot from the Hip, on Thursday nights. Of course, you have L on Monday nights after Raw. And everyone else here at the Revolution Network. We wish you a good 2014 and a great start to 2015. See you in 2015, folks.